A very good morning. Right, so where does one begin? I'll begin at the beginning. Right, so yesterday, last week, I believe it was Thursday, we took my sister to the park and arranged again, knowing that yesterday was going to be another sunny day, to do likewise. We arranged to do this at 1 p.m. So that would have given me time to go training, to go to the pool, to get back and organize, because I had a 4-year-old with me. Let me kind of digress slightly. It is interesting that when people see you with a child, they assume it's yours. Similarly, when they see you with a man, they assume he is yours. Not sure why, but anyway, there you go. So people were assuming all day that this 4-year-old was mine because she could pass. We have the same kind of featuring and coloring. So that's that. Like I said, I digressed. I was buying time because I want to show you the scene of the crime yesterday, which I'm coming up to in a few. Well, we'll be coming up to that in less than 1 minute. Right. So we took my sister to the park yesterday as arranged, but the only thing is, the person who was going to carry her down the stairs didn't arrive until after 2:30, an hour and a half later than planned. And actually, I messaged him around about 11:30, 11:40, and he said he would see us at 1. And then I got back to my sister's place and he was running slightly late. Her friend, her ex-work colleague, turned up on time, but he ended up turning up at, well, let's just say, I'm going to show you the scene of the crime. 1 second. It's not the scene of the crime, I'm being dramatic. Over there, that's where we were yesterday. Right there. Enjoying the sunshine. Now, the 4-year-old's mother was supposed to pick her up at 3 o'clock, because I said to her we would be back by 3, because it's, 4-year-old and my sister, to be out in the sun, which was very hot at that time in the day. I didn't think we'd be there surely longer than 2 hours. So anyway, when we arrived at the park, I messaged the child's mother, who by now was outside my sister's front door. But she said she was waiting because she said 3. So she was going to wait until 3 o'clock before she pressed the buzzer. So anyway, I said I invited her to come and join us, but she's a bit bashful, so she chose not to. So I said, well, I can keep her until you come at 7:30 to put my sister to bed, which is what happened. That aside now, we had arranged also last week that we were going to order food and eat in the park. So I placed the order with Just Eat. My sister's friend needed to be back in Tooting for an aqua aerobics class, aqua fitness, which started at 6:30. So to be ordering food to be delivered which would probably arrive around about 4, just before, yeah, I think it was going to come between 3:35 and 3:55 to eat, and then to sort of take my sister back to the flat. Would be cutting it fine anyway. But here's where the drama happens. The food didn't arrive. The driver called me, I think 3 times, and on each occasion I gave him clear instructions where to come. I knew where he was. He was in the wrong location, but it wouldn't have taken him, if he's on a motorbike, it wouldn't have taken him 5 minutes to get to where he needed to be. But I think the problem was he didn't understand or could read properly English, because he kept talking about his GPS, and it's like, but he didn't need the GPS. He just needed to follow the road round and it would take him where he needed to go. But he didn't turn up. I checked the order. Eventually we left the park. I checked the order, and it showed on Just Eat that it was delivered at 8 minutes past 4, which it wasn't, obviously. So, it was trying to call the driver. He was rejecting the calls. My sister's friend tried calling him. He was rejecting her calls as well. So I went on the Just Eat website and left a review, one star review, to the effect that they should employ drivers who can understand and read English, and who don't tell lies, saying that they did the delivery when they hadn't. That's paraphrased. So obviously they review it 48 hours before it goes up, so somebody probably read that and swung into action. So they were emailing back and forth, and the order was £64 something, which was paid by card, obviously. And eventually it was 5:30. I was in the kitchen sorting out food for my sister and the 4-year-old when I got a phone call from the restaurant. I had called them, but they said it wasn't anything to do with them. It was between me and Just Eat. But they called me. The driver was with them, and he had the food. Do I want them to bring it? So I said no, because 2 of the people who I ordered for have gone home, so it's no use to me. What a waste of good food. Right, so there was an order there for 5 people, and that went to waste. Anyway, so I woke up this morning at midnight because I was exhausted. I went straight to sleep as soon as the carer picked up her daughter, put my sister to bed, straight to sleep. Woke up at after midnight, checked my email and saw that Just Eat had written again to say they were going to do the refund. Were apologizing profusely, etc. And sorry things didn't work out as you would have liked them to. So that was that. But anyway, so leading up to this point, that's not what I'm going to talk about. As the gentleman who arrived at 2:30, whatever time it was, an hour and a half late, minimum of an hour and a half late, was leaving, he wished me a good evening and said, remember, life happens. And here's where I'm going to kick off. Now, he's a new ageist who believes in the universe, love and light and all this. Life doesn't happen. What happened was he turned up late, because my plan was to order the food from the flat and go and pick it up, not to have it delivered. But he suggested that they would deliver to the park. Well, that didn't happen, did it? So it's this idea. Now, I'm all about planning. I'm an organized person. I do things in order. So I'm going now to the sauna to work on my skin and to do the exercises, stretching exercises that I didn't do because I had the 4-year-old with me in the pool, and no stretching was going to happen with a 4-year-old around who just wants to enjoy the water. So I'm going to do that now because I have standards. Not just because I have standards, but I value my health, and I don't want to be in a situation somewhere down the line where various parts of my body, my knees, my hips, something gives out that I could have prevented by keeping mobile, keeping flexible, just doing whatever I need to do. That is my standard. So the idea that life happens, because that was another conversation that came up yesterday when people were talking about health and health outcomes. I don't believe that life just happens. If you do what you're supposed to do in order, properly, you get the results that you wanted. We would have got the food yesterday had this person who believes in love and light, who said he was going to be there at 1, turned up at 1. He failed to turn up at 1. He turned up at, I'm going to be generous and say 2:30. And that my sister's friend, as I said, had needed to be elsewhere by a certain time. That was her plan. And she would have had an ample amount of time to come and spend time with my sister, eat with us, and then go off and do our session in the pool. That didn't happen because we ended up ordering, as advised by this individual who said that he's been out and about in parks and ordered food and it arrives. Well, on this occasion it didn't arrive. But being the orderly type, I would have walked the 7 minutes from my sister's flat, collected the food, and then walked to the park with it. No dramas. So, again, the idea that life happens, it doesn't. It's somebody who doesn't stick to time, and that has a knock-on effect on everything. That's what happens. It's not life. It's people not doing what they said they were going to do, and messing up things for everybody else. On that note, I've arrived at the gym. Have a lovely day. Take care. Bye-bye.